ready?
Would you film for a bit? Do you
I
mind?
can.
Just
I
hold
can.
this. It's on. It's all ready to go.
Okay. I don't need to push
You don't need
anything.
to do anything. It's ready. It's
Okay.
on.
Okay. Yep. Can you hold this while I go get a drink? And film? She's filming. It's live already.
Oh, okay. It's Wendy? Yeah?
No. God will not have no steady hand. Oh. Ow. Ooh. What picture are you trying to send me? I seen the picture. I seen the picture. I seen the picture.
So there's a nerve that runs right in here, not your brachial. This one will thump.
Ooh. Oh. Of the United States of America. Under God, indivisible, and justice for all. It sucks that I'm left-handed.
Mr. McCready? Here. Ms. Poole? Here. Mr. Brown? Here. Ms. Tuck? Mr. Huffman? Here. Mr. Rexroad? Here. Mr. Borkowski? Ms. Daly? Here. Mr. Reynolds?
Motion on the minute?
Mr. President, make a motion to accept the minutes.
Mr. McCready?
Yes.
Ms. Poole?
Yes.
Ms. Tuck? Yes. Mr. Huffman?
Yes.
Mr. Rexroad?
Yes.
Mr. Borkowski?
Yes.
Ms. Daly? Yes. Mr. Brown?
Yes. Mayor has a few words. Tony, we're going to go ahead and do the proclamations. I know there's we'll start with the one on sexual assault awareness, and I'll ask you to pass up here to do the proclamation.
This is titled Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month. Whereas sexual assault does not discriminate and touches all communities regardless of age, disability, race, gender identity, socioeconomic status, and whereas the effects go far beyond physical, victims often develop psychological conditions such as depression, post-traumatic stress, fear, and anger. And whereas few survivors of sexual violence seek help due to shame or the fear of not being believed. As members of Wood County, West Virginia, we must alleviate these fears and believe these victims. And whereas in 1 year, Family Crisis Intervention Center of Region 5 Incorporated provided life-saving direct services to 977 survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault throughout their 8-county area. And whereas that by creating a collaborative network of shared voices speaking up and supporting survivors impacted by sexual assault sends a resounding message that sexual assault will not be tolerated in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Therefore, I, Mayor Tom Joyce, hereby proclaim April 2025 as Sexual Assault Month.
Thank you, Connie. I'll let ask Mr. Lefevere, our prosecuting attorney, make a few remarks.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, City Council, for that proclamation.
Mike.
We certainly appreciate the support of the City Council and of the Mayor in this. April throughout much of the United States is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And I'm here joined by Teresa Smith at the Family Crisis Intervention Center and Candace Gabriel from our North Star Child Advocacy Center. So we are here to help get the word out about sexual assault and the problems associated with that, and to let everybody know the community involvement that we have, the facilities and the programs that are here to help victims of sexual assault, not only adults but also children. This touches many people who don't know what we can offer, through housing, through therapy, through counseling. The North Star Center providing an avenue for children to feel safe and more available to speak about what has happened to them. So we have several events coming up. April 30th is our Denim Day. That is over here at the Bicentennial Park. It runs from about 11:30 to 12. And that's just an event to celebrate our collaboration of our local law enforcement, our providers that we have here in the area. We have several guest speakers, and certainly we would ask if you can to certainly attend. We would greatly appreciate that. On April 25th, outside of the building we're in here, is the Flag Day. That is a child abuse recognition day where we celebrate again the efforts of our local community to combat child abuse in our area. Put on through our local DHS department puts that on. So just a couple things that I want to stress to you and just kind of get that message out that in sexual assault, 81% of women will suffer some form of sexual harassment during their lifetime. 1 in 5 women will suffer sexual assault or an attempted sexual assault in their lifetime. That number actually decreases for female children to 1 in 4 through the numbers. For men, it is approximately 40% suffer a form of sexual harassment as an adult, and approximately 1 in 20 boys are sexually abused as a child. And I think it's important to know that we have people in our community to reach out to and to gain support from through our local advocates, through the advocates in my office, and through local law enforcement. We know that specifically with child sexual abuse, it creates a lasting impact upon these children. They have increased suicide rates as they become adults, much higher rates of domestic violence and mental health issues. So these are long-lasting effects that it has upon our children in our community, and something that we are wanting to combat. We know over the last 5 years, the average percentage of sexual assault cases that are reported nationally varies from about 25% on the low end to about upper 30s. So roughly 1 in 3 is being reported nationally, and that is way too low. We need to get these cases reported. We need to get the victims help and assistance. And this is our way to outreach to the community, to bring awareness to this and to bring awareness to our community volunteers that we have here to help assist people of sexual assault violence. We are also asking, and we hope that you allow us, through this month we are doing a lot of these different events for Denim Days, Flag Day. We would like to place some ribbons in and around this block here on the street lights. We will also remove them, we promise. And also leading up to the Denim Day, which is April 30th, the Chalk Walk. It's a kind of national movement where we have victims, other individuals, community members come out and just take chalk and write on the walk in and around the Bicentennial Square, just about their stories, different fulfilling messages for individuals. So we're asking for permission from the City Council if you allow us to do that also. I certainly thank you for your time and letting me be here today and for the proclamation. We really do.
Thank you, Mr. Lefevre, BTL.
BTL.
We have another proclamation. Connie, if you will read that one as well. And I know, is there anybody from I know Ms. Tuck is our council liaison to the Tree Commission. Is there anybody from the Tree Commission here? I think Craig Minton, Betty Camp, Dan Hickman. So I'll let Connie go ahead and read that. And Ms. Tuck, you'll be responsible for getting this original copy back to the Tree Commission. Can you handle that?
I think so.
Thank you. Connie, please proceed.
No.
In 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our topsoil, cutting, heating, and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, Tom Joyce, Mayor of Parkersburg, do hereby proclaim April 25th, 2025 as Arbor Day in the city of Parkersburg. And I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day, to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands, and to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations.
Moving on, reports from standing special committees.
I don't know how to work this one.
Mr. Chairman, I have something to read.
Okay.
I have an email from President Mike Reynolds that I received today. It says, I would like to make the following changes in council committees. Could you announce them? On Personnel Committee, the chair will be Sharon Poole, and the vice chair will be Dave McCready. On the Finance Committee, Wendy Tuck is going to come off that committee, and Chris Rexroad is going on the committee. And that's all.
Any other reports? Now, we are going to be opening public forum. It's 4 minutes, or 40 minutes. Whatever is on the agenda.
I don't know how to fucking work this
The
shit.
resolution or the ordinance, whichever. Madam Clerk?
We have, it looks like about a dozen or so. We'll start with Sharon Lynch, Neal Street, followed by Nancy Wilcox on 16th Avenue.
Good evening. I'm waiting on a knee transplant, so I'm not moving real quick. My name is Sharon Lynch, and I'm here tonight to talk about Southwood Park. I have 4 minutes, and I'm going to talk real fast, I guess. Southwood Park is very special to me. Southwood Park at one time, several years ago, was in bad shape. And I was on council at that time, worked with the mayor and the public works director, and we did a lot of different things. One was where you're wanting to put a bird sanctuary now. It was nothing but, I guess, a bird sanctuary then, but there was a lot of different animals in there. And they kind of took over, and if little kids wanted to go up in there, they couldn't because the animals, basically. And there wasn't any golf course that was put in up there. That when it was first put in, yeah, it was used, but after that it wasn't used. I worked it one summer, volunteered, had my grandson work it one summer, volunteered, and we might have had 6 or 10 people come from the golf the whole time. It was out of the way, it was inconvenient, there was no place that the parents could let their other kids go to the pool or go to the park if they wanted to play goofy golf. They had no way to check on them. So what we did was we decided to move the entertainment center over to where it is now. The city was very gracious in having the bottom part of the stage poured. We had the canopy put on, and it was all electric was up and so forth. And we had music in the park. We called various people to support it, and they did. They volunteered. And I called them, I said, Jack Huffman, how about giving us $200 for the band? And sure, we do that. So it was all free for the people, and they enjoyed it, and they came, and it was free. Also, we had to do something for the playground. The playground was in an area that was right above the pool. There was no parking for parents if they dropped their children off. There was very little equipment. So we took the area up above the park. Well, I guess it's still in the park, but as you're coming down Blizzard Drive, it's on the right. And we got more equipment. We got more playground equipment. We got everything fixed. It was great. We had bathrooms put in, nice parking for the parents, and it was busy. I lived close to it at that time, and there was not an evening or a weekend that went by that it wasn't full. It wasn't full, and it still is. They put up some volleyball nets and turned on some lights, and now adults will go there and play volleyball. So I was told that during that time that I'd made a mistake and that I shouldn't have done that, but I did it anyway, and it wasn't someone that I really paid attention to anyway that told me that. So I was right, and it's still being used, and I'm glad it happened. Also, I want to talk about the swimming pool a little bit, and I want to say that Southwood swimming pool, when I was on council, was in bad shape. I went down and I toured it, and the showers never quit running. They ran all the time. Not big streams, but a small stream. So I did get the department to come over and kind of fix it so it was just more like a drip. But that was about all they would do. And then the next thing I know, we're putting a big swimming pool over at Southwood Park. You know, we don't have that in Southside, but I guess we're second-class citizens over there sometimes. So we had, pardon me? My 4 minutes are up? Sorry about that. Can I finish my sentence? Okay, thank you. So, I did question it, I got nowhere, and then this side of town got a really nice pool, and then a couple years later, guess what, last year, Southwood. So, but in the meantime, Southwood Pool is still very thank you for letting me go over my 4 minutes, Mr. Chairman. But I am upset about trying to do away with the municipal parking outside. Council representative number 1, myself, we worked really hard for that. And people really liked it. So I'll sit down now and shut up.
Nancy Wilcox, followed by Sue Ellen Waybright.
I'm Nancy Wilcox, and I was all in and worked when they put the stage up over there. The mayor was a big help. It was really nice. Once a month, Sharon and I and a few other people got music in Parkersburg over there because the PKG, nobody would do it. We did it. We worked it. We had wonderful turnout. When we left the council, I'm sure I wasn't there. Mrs. Cool refused to carry the music on. When I saw that it was going to happen, they were going to take that stage out of the park there, I brought it to myself, I'm retired, and I'm willing to take over. If you leave the stage there, I'm willing to take over, getting music back in the park, taking care of getting fans in, getting them paid. People love it. And I really think it's atrocious to take it out. And I've been sick for the last few years, but I'm better now. And I really think taking music out of the park is a bad thing. I've already had 2 people to call me, 2 bands call me, and volunteer to come in and do it. So if I get enough of them to do that, maybe I get out for 2 or 3 times a month at no cost. And we can invite the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, church groups, anybody that's want to come in and sell refreshments to these people. We would, but I'm really adamant about keeping that stage there. We went through a lot, and it was dedicated to Al Smith. And Al Smith did a lot for some people. So thank you for your time.
Sue Ellen Waybright, Division Street, followed by Jamie McCormick, Central Avenue.
Good evening. I'm going to thank previous 2 speakers who spoke on Southwood Park because it's also dear to my heart. One of the reasons that I bought my house is because it was in walking distance of Southwood, and I loved the organization, and I really loved the music. We haven't had that for several years. I do want to throw some questions out. I understand council will want to answer my questions, but I'm going to throw them out there as talking points that maybe you should consider going down the road. First of all, I want to thank the progress that has been made on the pond, the reinforcement, as well as the reconstruction of the slide mechanism, and hopefully those will be completed in a short time. I'm sure the weather has caused some delays in that, but I'm glad to see it progressing, and I hope that we will at least have the sidewalk open for the fishing derby that's coming up very shortly. I do question whether or not anyone considered the fact that we have young fisher persons that are coming to the fishing derby, and how likely it is for them to get their hooks caught in the mesh canopy that now surrounds the bank, and in fact is going to help those young people get those hooks out of that mesh. But we can talk about that later. I want to talk about the Al Smith stage. It brings back lots of memories. I have absolutely nothing but praise for the Welcome Center. But I do not see the need to transfer that canopy down to the Welcome Center. I believe it could be better used exactly where it is. If we could get music back in the park, that would be fabulous. If we cannot, I would suggest moving the picnic tables that are sitting down on the ground, move them up on that stage under the canopy, and give people a place to have their lunch, or a family or a meeting group, and make that stage usable in The next thing I want to talk about is the proposed bird sanctuary. Bird sanctuary means state. And unfortunately, with its current circumstances, that particular part of the park is not safe. Because we still have a capital that is being registered and like a person. These photographs were taken at that property today, so they are current. And just to tell you how much this park's overrun with cats. And other things like birds would not be safe here. Not only birds, rabbits, groundhogs, you name it, they're not gonna be safe. The cats that are there has been a decrease since I last reported this problem last fall. But they're still there, so they still would be a threat to any wildlife coming into that park. So I strongly suggest that you file this proposal and the bad ideas with put it in there along with the ideas for buying and training to run around Southwood Park to shelter kids. And also the proposal to make citizens put concrete pads in their driveways so they wouldn't be parking on the street. Parkersburg deserves better. Southside residents deserve better. And we want to keep Southwood Park alive for the people of Southwood. Okay.
Next, we have Jamie McCormick, then Trish Pritchard.
My name is Jamie McCormick, District 9, now for almost 5 years. I'm a proud small business owner in Belpre. I serve on 2 committees, president of one, and I'm also a proud member of the Belpre Rotary, a bird sanctuary. Out of all the things you could and should be working on, like infrastructure, public safety, access to housing, economic development, or maybe why my trash is never picked up on time anymore, this is what is on your agenda. This is why public forum is important. It's embarrassing and honestly it should be a shame of all yourself. I don't regret much in life, but I'll tell you what I do regret, not running for city council. Because you know why? Because clearly this area just desperately needs a voice, it needs change, yes.
We're talking about the resolution.
I am. I'm talking about why it's ridiculous for talking about bird sanctuaries when we could be worrying about, again, because clearly this area desperately needs a voice. It needs change. It needs leaders who actually give something about that gives a damn about something other than their own power. Which is why I'm saying it plainly. We need to recall the silencers. The ones who dismiss our voices, who avoid accountability, who treat the public like inconvenience, enough is enough. This is our home, and our future, and now it's time to take back ours. Thank you.
Followed by Mary Go. Next.
Hello, I'm Trish Pritchard, District 8. I also have a comment about tonight's agenda. This agenda would lead one to think that we live in a paradise, where the most important issues are bird sanctuary ideas and tent locations. I would like to thank Wendy Tuck and Zach Huffman to bring 10 subject matter experts on homelessness in our community. And I'd like to thank those panelists that gave their time to come here tonight to speak to a full house, standing room only, of people that cared about this issue. The many, many people that were here asked purposeful questions. They demonstrated their caring. And as far as I could tell, there were no city resources here to answer their questions. My understanding that the mayor didn't support their attendance, and I don't believe, I'm not sure how many of you were able to be here tonight, but it was inspiring. It was inspiring. And for those of you who missed it, I'm sorry. These public forums are so important. We need more opportunities to come together, to share information and ideas, to make our community a better place to live for all of us. And again, thank you, Wendy and Zach, for what you've done. Thank you. You set the bar high.
Mary Doe, Oak Street.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Good evening, members of the council, community leaders, and my neighbors. Thank you for holding this meeting and giving us the opportunity to speak. I truly appreciate that we, as community members, are invited to these spaces to listen, to learn, and to be heard. So, let me introduce myself. My name is Mary Doe. Yes, of the Parkersburg Does. If you know, you know. I was born and raised here. I left after college, and I returned a few years ago with a renewed commitment to get involved in my community. Tonight, I want to draw attention to something that we often overlook. How easy it is to criticize, and how difficult it is to be on the receiving end. As elected officials, I'm sure you receive more than your fair share. The reality is, people complain because they want to be heard and they want change.
What resolution are you addressing? What resolution or ordinance are you addressing?
I'm speaking on the public forum.
There is no public forum. It's on resolution or it's on the agenda ordinance. There is no other. There is nothing else going to be talked about tonight.
Gets the oil.
Madam, will you please sit down?
Smoothly, it gets
Madam,
ignored.
will you please sit down?
There seems to be no real incentive for
Madam, will you
kudos,
please sit down?
and that's a shame. We should be encouraged to notice and celebrate the good. Too often, complaints bring action, while compliments vanish into the void. Because people think, what's in it for me? Dale Carnegie wrote, the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. That applies to all of us, whether we're elected officials, small business owners, volunteers, or neighbors.
Make a motion to adjourn.
So let me tell you about
Second.
Recall. By industrialist Andrew Carnegie to lead the newly formed U.S.
Doing Mike Reynolds' dirty work. Look at him. He can't even show up. Where's Mike Reynolds?
That's the equivalent of about $7
Recall Reynolds. Recall
today.
Cool.
You're ridiculous.
Not for his technical
Recall.
skills,
Recall.
but
Recall.
for his extraordinary ability to work and inspire people. Schwab said,
What?
I consider my ability to
This is
arouse
part-
enthusiasm among my people the greatest asset I possess.
Yes.
And the way to develop the best that is in
Well, I guess it's time to leave.
Make sure and look.
There's nothing
Forget your
else that
Lysol
fulfills
wipes
the
for those
mission of
dirty
a person as criticisms from superiors. I am anxious to praise, but loath to fault. If I like anything, I impart in my approbation and lavish in my praise. We build stronger communities, not by tearing each other down, but by lifting one another up.
No.
Right? That's my name. Right now, the world feels heavy with frustration and division. I'd love to see us shift towards a more positive and supportive mindset. We're all angry, and frankly, it's exhausting.
You represent my district.
Words of appreciation linger. People will cherish and repeat them for years. Schwab also said, once I did bad, and that I would ever. Twice, I did good. But that I heard never.
Oh, it's interesting.
It is a sad truth that we all know. It is easy to forget the
Half of
power,
them walked out.
the hard decisions, and the emotional labor that leadership requires. So tonight, for those of you that are left, I would like to offer my sincere and honest appreciation for your work. This is not empty praise, but real recognition for your attention, your persistence, and the care that you put into serving this community. It is not easy. You've endured harsh words, yet you continue to show up, and that deserves to be seen.
That's right.
Love you, Mary.
Way to go, Mary.
I expect to pass through this world but once. If therefore there be any kindness I can show, or any good things that I can do to any fellow human being, Let me do it now. Let me not defer nor neglect it, for I will not pass this way again. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Every man I meet is my superior in some way." In that, I learned from him. I am proud to say I am never done learning. As we move forward together, I encourage us all to lead with appreciation. Let's not wait until we're frustrated to speak up.
Wendy,
Speak up when
Zach,
we're inspired.
Chris,
Because gratitude fuels
Haley.
collaboration.
Everybody else left.
And collaboration is the heart of progress. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your attention. I'd like to say public forums like tonight are essential. They give citizens a direct voice in local governance, which is a vital bridge between the people and those in power. They strengthen democracy, they encourage civic engagement, and they ensure our policies reflect the true needs and values of our community. Please continue to keep this door open. I am sorry if I have
Don't be.
I am sorry.